Today with Storytime Craft, we will be looking at the author Ben Hackey. He is a great author to be looking at for Halloween. All his books are full of goblins and other strange creatures. We'll have a craft for you and some activities. I hope you enjoy it. Our craft today, and my favorite one of my Ben Hackey books, is Nobody Likes a Goblin. In many books there, the adventurers go off defeating the enemies, these creepy creatures, take the treasures back to and rescue maidens. We have heard this story hundreds and hundreds of times. Well, this one's a little different. What if the adventurers are the bad guys and the goblins and trolls are the good guys? Or they're just people going about their business when all of a sudden somebody comes in and storms their dungeon and takes all their belongings and friends away from them. What are they to do? So this is a classic role reversal book, but it's a very sweet book about not judging people by what they look like and taking time to get to know them and to also think about the other side. Love Ben Hackey's book. His illustrations are amazing. They're very expressive characters, and it's just fun to see the creativity and the diversity of characters in his books. Next, Ben Hackey books are actually a trilogy about Julia's House. It starts off with Julia's House for Lost Creatures. This is a very fun book. Once again, he has all these wonderful creatures and characters that come in to interact with the story, and it shows how they do create some problems for Julia, but how Julia has to rethink situations and make plans, and sometimes things do not work out the way she thinks, but in the end they figure out a plan, they figure out a way for it to work. And that's kind of the theme of all the books. It's always fun to see all the wonderful creatures and storybook characters from all over the world coming over and seeing Julia. And we could see in all three of these stories there's definitely problems that Julia runs into, but she's a sweet, hardworking girl that keeps thinking, so she keeps planning and figuring out problems and asking for help, and then they're able to solve the problem. And maybe not the way they think it's going to be solved, but they end up getting through it. My last Ben Hackey book is actually The Little Robot. This is actually a graphic novel, which is full of wonderful pictures and stories for the kids to look at. But my favorite thing about this, I have a young first grader, so there's a lot of telling the story about just looking at the pictures and figuring out, and then it has a lot of silly words that the robot says that the kids can just sound out, and even if they don't sound them out perfectly, it doesn't really matter because they're not meaningful words, they're just robot sounds. And so it helps with kids learning how to decode words and sound out words, and it just is a great opportunity to have some ownership over the story and feel like they're reading. So I hope you'll enjoy some of these Ben Hackey books, and stay tuned, we have lots of crafts and activities for you. Check them out.
How to build a dancing goblin.
First, print off your paper from StorytimeCraft.com. You're going to need some colors. You're going to need some scissors. And then you're going to need some tape or glue. We're going to use tape today, I think. We're going to try that out. First, you need to color your goblin. Do you like the book Nobody Likes a Goblin?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite part?
The part where they said honk honk.
That's a good part. I like that part too.
And also the part where they said, who else? Do you know who else likes goblins? More goblins!
You remember the author?
Oh yeah, Ben Hackey.
Do you remember his other books? What other books did Ben Hackey write?
Julia's House Moved On, and Julia's House of Lost Creatures.
Oh, that's right. Which one of those do you like better?
I actually like both.
Yeah, they're both good. Do you know there's a third one we haven't read yet?
What?
I know. We gotta find it, don't we? Our library doesn't have it yet. Once you have it all colored, then you can cut it out. Don't forget this little rectangle here. That's going to be their body. could either glue and hold this tab here, or today we're using some tape. So we're gonna just tape it on both sides. And now I'm going to fold this part back.
Fold it back.
And then I'm going to tape it on the top of my square. You can. So this arm goes on this side. So we fold it on that dotted part.
Now I'm putting this at the top. So stick it on. Do you see what I was thinking?
Oh, that's a good idea.
See how mine is waving high?
It is waving high. That's a good idea. Mine's flossing. Have you heard of that?
Yeah. Mine's waving high.
Hi.
Mine is going high, high, high. Blah, 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 blah.
There we go.
Am I blowing smoke onto the phone?
Nope. All right, let's make some Jell-O. I did 3 boxes of Jell-O here. You are either going to want to wait for this to cool down a little bit before you add your insects, or you can add some ice cubes in if you want to get to work right away. We added snakes, which are reptiles, and then insects and arachnids into our creature fest we have going on here. This way they could sort those out, but you could feel free to add in any sort of creepy creatures or Halloween type things like eyeballs or witch fingers or fangs, anything that will be interesting for your kiddos. Once you have all your creatures inside your Jell-O, make sure to put it into the refrigerator until it is solid. And once it is solid, then you can enjoy dissecting and finding your creatures. Go ahead.
That's definitely an insect.
Why is it an insect?
Because it got 6 legs. I'm getting this one. Oh, here. I'm just grabbing regular Jell-O. I got it! I'm trying to grab a scorpion.
Which one had the most?
Snakes.
Which one had the least?
Spiders. I mean, arachnids.